So good morning, everyone. Bonjour. English, right? I'm French, as you guys can hear. So welcome and thank you for being here. So my name is David Darmon. I'm the head of sales, EMEA, Vonage API. Vonage is originally like a US company, but since July 2022, so a few months ago, the company got acquired by Ericsson. So we're becoming a European company now de facto. And as you guys can see, so I'm not a technical expert, right? So we have with us like today Axel from our engineering CS team, Christian from our local sales team. So should you have any question, of course, we'll be happy to take them. What I will try to do this morning is to walk you through what we see as the new trend now, like bringing like the usage of communication APIs to the next level. So enabling like conversational commerce, right, for retail platforms, e-commerce platforms, or any brand, right? Which is a concrete like example of API as a product, right? So first of all, I would like to start with my personal experience. A week ago, my son is 21. For the record, when I want to communicate with him, I use Instagram because he's never answering the calls, SMS maybe the day after. But so he sent me on Instagram, Dad, I need to buy a tie, right? So I went online, tried to find something, and I couldn't find something that really was a good fit for him. So we went together to a shop, which was a very good opportunity to spend time with him. And he really appreciated it because that was the first time he was buying a tie, and the seller was asking him some discovery question, and then they tried like different colors, different kind of models. So bottom line, he had like an interactive, rich experience with a discovery phase, right? Instead of just going to a website, just click on the tie that you're barely like see, right? And if you look at all the brands today, e-commerce platforms, retail platforms, so that's the kind of experience that they're trying now to create using communication APIs and other technologies in order to make that online buying experience a conversational kind of experience. So again, everyone is always coming, and it's not that I really want to throw like numbers, but today it's clear that more and more people discover like new products online, right? Like I'm a big fan of mountain biking, for example. So thanks to cookies, every morning when I open my Instagram, I'm getting some advertising, right? And it's how I found out that there is a new gear that I can use, something interesting, and then of course, if it's interesting, I try to go further in the investigation. So before, like brands were just like trying to be present as a name, right, in the social medias. That was it. Today, brands know that the social medias are being used and the communication APIs behind that for by consumers to have like a conversational kind of experience with the brand. So how do you turn like the discovery into a conversation? Because what happens most of the time, and I was talking about my personal experience here, so when I get like an interesting thing for my bag, then I'm interested sometime to go further, right? But there's nothing I can do. There is a link on the Instagram, I click on it, and sorry for my French, I get to a crappy website on the iPhone, which is not convenient at all, and then I close it and I move to something else, right? So what people want is to have like an end-to-end experience that is a conversational kind of experience on the communication channel of their choice, right? So if I got that advertising on my Instagram, I want to keep that discussion over Instagram till like the very last step, right, of the conversation, meaning like the acquisition of the good if I'm interested to buy. Now, so how do you do it, right? I remember when I joined the company, I was coming from cybersecurity. And one of the first questions I asked to Mathieu, who is the head of the CST team at Vonage, is, okay, show me the product. I was coming from a software company, so the first thing I asked, show me the product. He said, just give me your mobile number. I gave him my mobile number, and then he did like 2 or 3 lines of script, and then I got an SMS. I said, come on, that's really what we're selling. That's the product we're selling. I can do that. I can send an SMS now to anyone like on the other side of the planet, right? But it took me some time, and then I really understand what's the complexity behind that. Like when we have customers like Booking.com or Uber or FreeNow, or, they have like millions, dozens of millions of customers all over the world. So orchestrating all the communication APIs and providing like an end-to-end seamless experience to millions, dozens of millions of people like all over the world using our communication APIs, it's not trivial, right? And here, if we go back to the topic of today, like conversational commerce, consumers want that experience to be like frictionless. That's what we've said before, right? So behind the scene, they are using our communication APIs or other like CPaaS players like communication APIs, but it has to be frictionless, seamless, and end-to-end. So again, back to the example I took, and we can use WhatsApp, we can use Snapchat, for example. I start on WhatsApp or Instagram or Snapchat, and then end on Snapchat, Instagram or WhatsApp, right? So if you look at the platform that we are deploying, I mean, we are like offering to brands, retail platform, e-commerce platforms. So on the left side, so the different the different communication channels with our communication APIs that consumers can use, and it can be like those can be multiple, because if you are like, and we'll talk about like sneakers, for example. So if you're Nike, then maybe you will target like some specific segments of the population, right? And again, if you want to talk to my kids, don't try SMS, don't try to call them, right? So try Instagram or Snapchat or whatever. And then depending of the geo, right, where you are located, if you want to conquer the Asian market, there are different communication channels that we need to use, right? If you go to the US, it's going to be mostly Facebook Messenger and so on and so forth. But that's not enough. Like to make that experience like end-to-end and frictionless, we had to go beyond, what we deliver with our communication APIs, and the platform is based on an ecosystem that is open with our APIs that enable like tier platforms to connect to our conversational commerce platform, like billing solutions, last mile delivery solutions. Because again, back to the example, I'm on Instagram, I click, ask some questions over Instagram, ask if it's available, my size, that color, right? And then I buy it, and I don't want to enter any visa or enter, my address, everything in store on my mobile phone. And then bang, transaction is done, and I get the product delivered at my place, right? So behind the scene, again, there is a lot of complexity, and everything is orchestrated at the platform level, and with like over like tier solutions thanks to APIs that enable these companies to connect their CRM solution, their billing solution with our conversational commerce platform. So those are the different partners, but again, it's in play. Like every week, we keep adding more and more like solutions and players to the platform, because we expand like in different countries, in different markets. I was like in Warsaw a couple of weeks ago. We announced a partnership with a company named InPost. InPost, they do 80% I think of the last mile delivery in Poland. And we keep doing that. We close a partnership with OutSystems, with Molly, and so on and so forth. So more and more like ISVs, more and more like billing, fulfillment, last mile delivery platforms now are getting like aggregated, thanks to, again, the open architecture that we have and the APIs that we published. If you look at the brand, so I hate, when suppliers, vendors, software companies come with thousands of logos. I just took the names here to share with you that that's a reality. Conversational commerce is a reality. So it started in Asia. 80% today of our customers are based out of Asia. The business is pretty much mature in Asia when it comes to conversational commerce. It's coming in the Middle East. So I was in Dubai like a few weeks ago. We have like Samsung there. We have Noon e-commerce as a customer. They are like the equivalent of Amazon. Burger King, as you can see. So, and what is interesting, if you look, for example, here at L'Oreal, right? So that was like with L'Oreal in, I think that was Malaysia. So in one day, using like Vonage, like Jumper, conversational commerce, like platform, they manage in one day to do the sales of 1 month, usually with, let's say, the standard way of selling, right? So when people go to shops and they do like some email campaigns to bring people to shops, right? And here, like they just put online the platform and created that virtual like experience here. In one day, they did like the entire turnover of 1 month, right, in the country. So yeah, this is the video here. Another kind of example, so WhatsApp, like we were one of the first like CPaaS player to integrate WhatsApp for business in our platform. And at the beginning, so that was mostly for notifications. And now like WhatsApp for business is opening to other use cases that could be campaigning, or it can be like e-commerce. So in that case here, so with so here it's like we can see some customers like in the Middle East for e-grocery, for example. So everything is done from WhatsApp. Like you get like some advertising about like maybe new vegetables or whatever. You make your selection, you put everything in your cart, and then you finalize the transaction, and then it gets delivered to your place. Everything through WhatsApp, right? Going further, and they're not using like our technologies, but again, it's an open market, and that's the course of history. So obviously, you will see more and more players entering into that space. But if you look at TikTok today, I mean, that's becoming more and more like pivotal in a way where in how like TikTok today interact with all their users, because all these platforms try to find a way to monetize, right? And that's one of the great way. Why? Because they have a lot of influencers on the platform. And if you're an influencer, you ultimately want to sell your product, right? And influencers today, they use social networks like TikTok, for example, right? But what you don't want is to recommend to the people online to go to your website, because then you lose track, right? And maybe people will not do it. So what you do is that during this live shopping experience, people can click on something and directly, like live, right, purchase the product. And that come like here, virtual influencer, we're talking about it like here, I mean, that's a virtual, right, person, virtual model that was in Singapore. So like every day promoting like new stickers. So that's Puma here. So every day, like people, mostly teenagers in that case, go online in the morning, they get some videos, whatever. There are live sessions, and then they directly click on it, and then they can directly, like over, like in that case, that was Instagram, like purchase the new pair of sneakers. What we see as the next, like the next stage is we have like integrated like more of we started with the messaging API, so enabling brands to use the different communication channels like the WhatsApp, the Instagram, the Snapchat, and so on and so forth. But to take it further, we integrated our video API, which enable now like consumers with some platforms that are already like available in the market to have like a live virtual experience of shopping. So here, you just like go to our shop, and then you select clothes directly. You click on it. You can choose the color. You can choose the size. You can even, like I was last time with one of our partners in the UK, and that was very funny, because then you take a photo of you, and then you can see yourself live, right, with the new dress or the new trouser or the new jacket, right? And then again, you directly like add it to the card on the video. Just click on it, and then you can purchase it, and you get it delivered, right? And I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was LG actually. Recently, they were presenting the next gen of connected TV, and next connected TV will have like that capability to offer to people like live shopping experience. Because when we look at the live shopping like kind of TV show today, and I don't want to offend anyone, it's not like, I think, targeting like a big audience, let's say, in the market, right? But what we want is make sure that people, when they watch this show, that they can, with the remote controller, like maybe select a product and ask some questions, maybe have like a virtual conversation that can be voice, that can be for video if you have a camera or whatever, and then again, finalize the acquisition of the product. So that's something that's coming soon, and on the left side, that's something that is already available. Again, so next stage, I mean, of course, like from a ethic point of view, we can have like a different view, but we see more and more now like platform using like AI and digital humans, right, for interacting with consumers, with people, and conversational commerce is definitely like an avenue that is obvious here that will be more and more like used and leveraged for this kind of use case, right? Why? Because you can easily have people speaking like the language of the country, depending of the age of the consumer, like going online, have different kind of virtual model and so on and so forth, right? So it's never ending. It's 24/7 all over the world in the different languages, right? So just to conclude, and I think we're on time, right? Like when we meet with brands or e-commerce platforms or retail platforms, of course, the first question they ask is, okay, that's interesting, but we don't have resources for now, or it seems to be like a complex project to implement. So first of all, everything we do is based on communication APIs. It's usage, so you don't use it, customers do not use it, it does not cost, right? There is nothing to install, of course, on site. It's all APIs, everything operated over the cloud, right? But that being said, it's obviously not trivial, right, to set up your conversational commerce platform, right? So here, there are like different steps that companies take, right? So not all of them, of course, take the 3 steps like in 30 days or 60 days. So first, what they want, of course, and that's what most of the companies do today, they use the platform just to send notifications, right? We have like a customer like in Germany, the name of the company is Holiday Paris. They sell trips. And they use WhatsApp because it's a lot of promotion. Like you wake up in the morning, you see a super discount for a trip in Bali. It's -5 degrees. Well, why not, right? And then you ask them questions over WhatsApp, and then you purchase the trip, right? Then, of course, next step is to go further, like enable, as we said, like customer engagements, open the conversation on the communication channel of your choice. That's the step 2, right? And here, like with the communication APIs that we provide, so you can use all the communication channels that are available in the market. And then the ultimate step, that's what all brands want to achieve, is get to an ROI, right? It's not enough to be present. Trust me, when you talk to a chief digital officer or chief product officer, one of the top challenges they have is when they go to the CFO of the company, to the CEO, say, we need more money next year, right? Because we need to be more present on the social networks. We're launching a new product. We are targeting like the Generation Z, so we need to do that and that and that. And then, oh, come on, hold on. What's the ROI? How much we're going to get out of this investment? If you don't, like, you're not in capacity to translate that conversation into sell and track on the sell, it's going to be super complicated, especially these days, right, with the current macro to get any budget, right? Here with the stage 3, so you have a ROI, right? You can measure how much you got from the campaign that you launch on WhatsApp, on Snapchat, on Instagram, how much people buy, how much people like abandoned the cart, and what did you do with that? So everything that you can do, because again, it's API based, it's purely usage, and it enables like people, consumers to have like an end-to-end seamless like buying experience, virtual like buying experience on the channel of their choice. That was it. So I think, I hope I was clear.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Anyone has a question for David? They are all excited about the coffee. Me, I'm excited about that German company because I live in Germany and I would like to go to Bali.
Yeah, Holiday Paris, please. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.